In this video, we'll take a look at how MacroView DMF lets you work with your documents while you are offline, that is, not connected to your SharePoint environment. The MacroView DMF right-click options are different depending on whether or not you have Microsoft OneDrive for Business or SharePoint Workspace installed on your client PC. If you have, you'll find that there is a Create Synchronized Copy option on your right-click menu when you right-click on a document library, your document set, or folder. If you have neither OneDrive for Business or SharePoint Workspace installed on your PC, right-click menu will contain a Take All Content Offline option when you right-click on one of those kinds of areas in your SharePoint environment. Let's take a look in more detail. Here we are in MacroView DMF Explorer. If we right-click on this document set, we see the Take All Content Offline option. Similarly, if we right-click on a folder or on a document library. This library contains 7 types of files, including an email. We're going to take all that content offline, but before we do, let's note that this library is located within a site called Richard Wilson Insights, in turn within a client's site, and in turn within an operations site collection. Let's right-click and take all content offline. As we can see, our files are downloaded and they are checked out. We can see this because this user has a pink color scheme defined for highlighting of checked out files. Here in Windows Explorer, we note that on our desktop, there is a folder called MacroView Offline. This is automatically created the first time we use Take All Content Offline. If we drill down through that folder and its subfolders, we'll see that their names reflect the structure of our SharePoint document store. Here is the support notes library that we took offline. A copy of the 7 files in that document library now exists in this folder on our desktop. We can double-click on the Word document to open it and make a change to it. When we save our change, they're saved to our desktop copy. Now, back on our desktop, we note that there's a MacroView application called Manage Offline Files. Let's double-click. It's telling us there are 7 files in an offline folder and asking if we'd like to upload them now. Yes, we will. The first of the offline files, the email, is now being checked in, and we are being prompted for a version comment. We can use the same comment for the remaining 6 files. Next, Manage Offline Files lets us see the metadata that's already recorded for the non-email files that we are checking back in. Currently the value is analysis. Let's change it to shareholder agreement and apply the same value to the remaining 5 non-email files. Back in MacroView DMF Explorer, we note that all 7 files have now been checked in. If we right-click in version history on the first one, we see the new version and comment has been captured. If we click on the Word document, we see the change has been made and that the properties have been updated as requested to shareholder agreement. And this applies to all the remaining files. Checking back in Windows Explorer, we note that the temporary copies of our files have been deleted. If we want, we can right-click and take an individual file offline by choosing the Take Offline option. It's the same process as we've already seen for Take All Content Offline, except that only a single file is checked out and only a single file will be prompted for when we click Manage Offline Files. We can also use Take All Content Offline in Microsoft Outlook. If we right-click on this document set, we take all 6 files offline, and again they're checked out. As we've seen in DMF Explorer, taking all content offline takes all the files offline and checks them out ready for editing. For more information about working offline or other aspects of MacroView DMF, contact MacroView using these details.